Hello dear student, welcome to Department of Zoology, Sri Mulika Devi Mahavidyalaya, Nigoz, Taluka Parner, District Ahmednagar. In previous video lecture, we was learn the equipments used in silkworm rearing. For example, silkworm rearing stand, rearing tray, mountage, that is called also called as chandrika, then lead chamber, then chopping knife, then chopping board, then killing net, thermometer, rearing stand. These all the equipments are used during the silkworm rearing. Now, today I will discuss with you a very important topic in silkworm rearing, that is techniques of silkworm rearing. So let us start to study the techniques of silkworm rearing. You know, the silkworm rearing is started after the construction of rearing house and procurement of rearing equipments by using a standard technique. Then we can start the silkworm rearing. In that, the silkworm rearing is mainly divided in n number of process. First one, that is disinfection. Disinfection is carried out completing the rearing house or after the completion of total construction of rearing house and before the brushing. This brushing is very important during the silkworm rearing. What is the brushing is detail discussed in next slide. Disinfection is done for rearing house and equipments. It is a prior consentment of rearing house as a precaution against the pathogen which remain in the rearing house. So to avoid against the pathogen or microorganism, any bacteria are present in rearing house, so it is necessary to disinfectify all the rearing house before the brushing or before the starting the silkworm rearing. I hope you are understand what is the disinfection. Disinfection is nothing but a to cleaning of whole the house plus equipments used during the silkworm rearing. It is a very important step in silkworm rearing, that is called as disinfection. Next one, that is procurements of quality seeds. In here the seed means eggs. The use of quality seeds or silkworm eggs is very important step in successful sericulture activity. It is called as just a selection of proper eggs. Which type of the eggs? The good quality of seeds. You can seed. These are actually eggs can be obtained from gangrees, which are the center for producing disease-free seeds, that is DFLs, for pure and hybrid races in large quantity. So it is necessary to select proper eggs or seeds of silkworm that can be useful for a quality of production and quantity of silkworm cocoon. Are you understand what is the procurement? It is called as selection of seed or selection of eggs or variety of particular silkworm larva. Particularly, you are always kept in your mind, your eggs or seed is disease free. They are not obtained uh, any type of the diseases in your seeds, because if some contamination is present in your eggs, that will be not healthy for your sericulture activity. Next very important point, that is eggs incubation and hatching. After the selection of quality seeds or eggs, it is next steps to start the eggs incubation and hatching. Silkworm rearing start with the silkworm eggs incubation. Now here you can just read this line. It is a very important step. The silkworm is start with the silkworm eggs incubation for healthy and uniform hatching. Eggs are incubated under the optimum temperature, that is 25 degrees centigrade, and humidity required for hatching of eggs is 80 to 85%. In case in this condition, eggs are hatched out within 10 to 12 days. Are you understand what is the eggs incubation and hatching? It is a step to incubate your eggs and hatch out your eggs to provide optimum temperature and climatic condition. Now, this is the photo image of your egg seed. Egg seed. DFL egg seeds. This is free egg seed. You can purchase from center of sericulture or any market of sericulture. Now, after the hatching of eggs, now in this slide, or sorry, this photo image, you can easily saw the very tiny and small size larva will be hatch out within a 10 to 12 days. Are you understand? This is very important step in sericulture activity. I hope you are understand what is the hatching and incubation. Next one, that is very important, bruising. Bruising is a separation of newly hatched larva or newly hatched silkworm from the eggs cell. After the hatching of eggs, in previous slide I was show the this one. This one is a newly hatched larva. So in next step, that is bruising. Bruising is separate out newly hatched larva from their egg cell or eggs card sheet and transfer them to the rearing tray. It is very smooth and dedicated, so it is required a skill and some equipments, that is feathers. Using the feathers, you can transfer the young hatch larva into rearing tray from the eggs card seat. The newly hatched larvae are blackish in color, and it will be called as ants. It is called as ants. Bruising is usually start at 10 a.m. when pickup hatchings are am when peak hatching occurs. After the hatchings will be occurs, you can start the bruising, that is separation of young newly hatched larva from card seat to rearing tray. That is called as bruising. I hope you are understand what is the bruising. Next one, that is quality of food. After the hatching the young tiny larva, this larva required a food material. So it is a necessary to provide quality of food material to young silkworm larva. The, the growth of silkworm. That is very important sentence. The growth of silkworm depend on right selection of mulberry leaves obtained from the high yield mulberry variety. Which type of the mulberry leaves? According to age of the silkworm larva, it is necessary to provide a proper food material. For example, your larva is very young, that is under the third instar. That time you are always provide fresh green tender leaves to the young larva, and after third instar, that is fourth and fifth instar, you can select the matured mulberry leaves to provide your silkworm larva. Again, a very important point, that is shape and size of leaves. According to again age of larva, mulberry leaves are fed to the larva in chopped condition. You know, During the earlier stage of life, the silkworm it is not able to feed very fastly and uh, optimum number or large number mulberry leaves. So it is necessary as a sericulturist, it is your duty to provide a proper food material, that is chopped condition. Make a small pieces of mulberry leaves. Chopped leaves have certain advantages over either leaves, whole leaves. If you want to the uh, give the proper food material, that is, for example, mm, uh, you can rear any domestic animal in your house. That time you are always care your animals, so to provide a proper food material, if you can rear, or you can adopt any domestic animal, for example cat, in small cat, that is baby of cat, so it is necessary to provide the milk. Now here, if your larva is young one, so you can provide a chopped leaves, not in whole either leaves or matured leaves. Chopped leaves can be spread, even their quantity of the food feed can be regulated and to assure the result. If you want the proper and good result, to provide a well sized and well shaped leaves, that is to chop it and provide it, not in whole condition. For example, now you can just look this photo image. You are observing, these are the chopping knife, these are the chopping board, and this is your mulberry leaves. So if your silkworm is very young in condition, so they are not able to feed these whole leaves, or their mandibles is not powerful to cut the margin of leaves. So this thing you can provide chopped leaves. That time they are easily feed it. समझ में आ रहा है क्या आपको? ठीक है. Now next one, that is very important point in silkworm rearing, that is preparation of bed, preparation of feed bed for all types of silkworm rearing methods. According to age, then according to food material, according to your rearing house, you can select uh, any type of the rearing methods. But before the selection of rearing method, it is necessary to prepare your bed. After the bruising, the bread is prepared by collecting the worms and mulberry leaves together by using feeders. The first feed is given after 2 hours of bruising. Bruising is a just separation of new hatch mulberry silkworm larva from eggs sheet. And this new hatch silkworm larva is transferred into rearing tray. These newly hatched larvae required instant food material. So you can provide a first feed after 2 hours of bruising. That is after 2 hours of eggs hatching. समझ में आ रहा है आपको? I hope you are able to understand what is the bed preparation. Next one, feed bed is layered of chopped leaves spread on rearing tray over a large area. You know, it is a young, very small size silkworm larva. So it is necessary to provide chopped leaves. This point is already discussed in previous slide. Why you can provide the chopped leaves? Because they are easily feed them and easily digest them. समझ में आ रहा है आपको? And these chopped leaves is spread in all over the tray. Tray means which tray? Rearing tray. The rearing tray contained newly hatched silkworm larva because this method is completed after the bruising. समझ में आ रहा है क्या आपको? Or all over large area. The first and second larva are commonly known as chalky worm. Which one? First and second instar larva, commonly known as chalky worm. For chalky worm, the paraffin paper or paraffin sheet is spread on rearing tray. This paraffin paper is mainly function as to provide a proper weathering condition for to prevent the weathering or moisturized condition in rearing tray, because whatever the moisture present in your mulberry leaves, this moisture, if the excess amount of the moisture is sucked or absorbed by the paraffin paper, and this will be helpful to maintain proper temperature inside the rearing tray. समझ में आ रहा? Why you can use the paraffin paper during the earlier stage? Because it is a very young one, so it will be required some warm condition, heat condition inside the rearing tray. So you can put some paraffin paper on your rearing tray. And second thing, that is first and second instar larva are commonly called as chalky worm. Chalky worms means earlier after the hatching of eggs, it will be called as chalky worm. ठीक है, समझ में आ रहा है क्या आपको? I hope you are able to understand what is the techniques used in silkworm rearing. For example, what is bruising, what is procurement of seed, then shape size of food material, and preparation of feed bed for all types of rearing house. If you have any question regarding this point, you can ask me. Now, next point, that is very important, types of rearing methods. Out of this, I will discuss only first methods now today, that is self-rearing method. So let us start to study the self-rearing methods of silkworm. Rearing of silkworm in round bamboo rearing tray, in which rearing of silkworm in round bamboo rearing tray arrange one over the others in trays on rearing stand is called as self rearing methods of silkworm. समझ में आ रहा? For example, this photo image, you can easily able to understand what is the self rearing. You can just imagine this half photo photo image of silkworm stand. This one rearing stand. Then this one your bamboo, rounded bamboo silkworm tray. This one. Now this contain paraffin paper and chopped mulberry leaves, and this white one is your young ones. If you are not able to watch these young ones, you can easily watch this second photo image. They are easily understand what is the rearing stand, then rounded or square rearing tray. It will be contain mulberry leaves and young hatch mulberry silkworm larva. What is the shelf? It look like a shelf of door. It will be easily removable or easily handling. You can remove it. Observe what is the condition of your rearing tray, what is the condition of your silkworm larva, and if any type of unhygienic condition present inside the rearing tray, you can watch it, then again put inside the rearing stand. समझ में आ रहा? So it is called as self rearing stand. समझ में आ रहा? The rearing stand can be accommodated 10 to 11 tray. And which rearing stand? This one, this one, this one. You can just watch this photo image. समझ में आ रहा है क्या आपको? This photo image, rearing stand can accommodate it, means they have the capability to hold the 10 to 11 tray, and therefore this method provide economy of space but require more labor. These are the very important requirement in silkworm rearing. This method is provide the more space to silkworm and ऑप्टिमम जगह दे रहा है, जागा भेटती. समझ में आ रहा? बट वॉट एवर द हैंडलिंग प्रोसीजर, इट रिक्वायर्ड more labor power or more manpower for handling so many tray. So many tray means 10 to 50, n number of the trays are accommodated in your rearing stand. So it is necessary to require some human being for the handling whole the process. Larvae are fed on chopped leaves in this method. Again, I was already told you what is the chopped leaves. Are you understand? Because it is necessary and to provide chopped leaves, small size leaves to young ones. So I hope you are understand what is the self-rearing method. समझ में आ रहा है आपको? Now next one, that is advantages of self-rearing method. You know, every methods have the some advantages and disadvantages. So look, study the some advantages of self-rearing method. More worms can reared in limited area. You know, you just want one simply. I just make a rearing stand. These are your rearing stand. You can just observe this one. This is your rearing stand. It will be only fitted on this particular area, that is limited area. Sorry. Limited area. समझ में आ रहा है क्या आपको? Now you can take previous slide. That is this rearing stand and put in this way. You can put rearing tray inside the rearing stand and easily remove out also. Remove from the rearing stand. समझ में आ रहा है क्या आपको? So you can rear n number of worms inside. These are your silkworm worm. समझ में आ रहा है क्या आपको? ठीक है. This is your silkworm worms. Now this rearing tray contain 100 number of worms. This one again 100. This one again 100. So in limited area you can rear n number of silkworm in self rearing method. An overall view all the trace is possible. Now this point is already covered in this point. You can put or remove n number of tray in your stand. Required air and light are available. This method is simply required just air and light are available. So you can do self rearing method. समझ में आ रहा? What is the disadvantages? Advantages लक्षात आले? What is disadvantages? More required, that is more labors are required. This process is required human power, removing, putting food material, to adding the silkworm larva, to adding the mulberry leaves, to watching observation of your silkworm larva, then another step, that is to cutting, chopping the mulberry leaves. This one required human power. So this is disadvantages. Care should be taken for proper spacing. Proper spacing, it is necessary to provide the proper space to the your silkworm larva. So it is necessary to provide a proper place inside your rearing tree. Sometimes very crowded condition is present in your rearing tree. So silkworm larva is not uh, select proper space, or they not get the proper space for the development. Cost of production is more. Whatever the final production you can obtain from the self rearing methods, it is more, because the setups, these setups, that is, you want stand, tray, then human. समझ में आ रहा? So these all the equipments, these all the steps require more financial assessment. So final cost will be more. समझ में आ रहा? So this is the advantages, disadvantages of self rearing method. I hope you are understand all the points of today's lecture. What is the bruising, what is the disinfection, what is preparation of bed for the all types of rearing methods, and last point, that is what is self rearing methods, then step of self rearing methods, then advantages of self rearing method, then disadvantages of self rearing method. If you have any difficulty, any question regarding today's lecture, you can ask me in comment box. I will try to give the answer of your question. Thank you very much for today's lecture. In next lecture, I will start flower rearing methods. Thank you to all of you for listening.